Thank you to our $5 patrons, Strawbones, 4765, Midnight Gemlord, Sean, and Artgoon. And a very big thank you to our $25 patron, Alex Ice Rose. Nah, but can we talk about how, disrespectful it was that Night Guy ended up being nothing more than, a time saver? A staller. And that's all it was. Bro opened the 8th gate, went further beyond his limits, got declared the strongest, hit Madara really, really hard in the chest, and Madara was like, That was light, bruh. Thank you, though. That was neat. That was neat. I appreciate it, dog. And then, base Sage of 6 Paths Naruto came out of nowhere and did more damage than Guy did. And, actually scared Madara. Dog, come on now. Especially considering how long the 8th gate was built up. It was built up all the way back in the Chunin exams when we first learned about the 8th gates. And, the fact that the 8th gate did pretty much nothing. I mean, it was cool. Don't get me wrong. It was cool. And it created a really cool design, a really cool character, a really cool final attack. Overall, the 8th gate was kind of useless and got overshadowed really, really fast. And isn't that what makes him so good? The fact that no matter what he does, no matter how good of a person he tries to be, no matter how many people he saves or helps, or the purest of intentions, no matter what, Yuji Itadori is a man born to suffer. Built as nothing more than a vessel, and his one purpose is taken away. Imagine that. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. It's sad. It's unbelievably sad. It's horrible. It's disgusting. And I can't believe Gege would do his own main character like this so badly, just over and over and over again. But that's why I love him. A man who goes through so much yet still fights. And I'm very intrigued to see how he fights now, with a lot of his power taken away in the face of his own friend, arguably his best friend in this life, taken over by the monster that caused his tragedy. I'm very interested to see where Gege takes Itadori. I think it's much less, will Yuji get an amp, and rather, what amp will Yuji get? Because I just don't see him really getting executed here. I don't know. I feel like it's just out of Gege's jurisdiction right now. It just doesn't seem to make sense for him to, bang, bang, usually right now, even though that's reasonably what should happen. So the only way to make it make sense for it to not happen is if he gets an amp. Whether it be Sukuna's technique, his mom's technique, something. He needs something right now because Sukuna's gone. And Sukuna's out. So Sukuna wants him, Akuna Matata, out of this lifestyle. So obviously, I think he needs an amp. And he's going to get one. And it's going to be drastic enough that he can at least survive until the rest of the Jump Fest arrives and they all start jumping Sukuna. Because obviously Sukuna's going to get jumped. There's no way JJK is not going to have a Jump Fest with Sukuna.
I'm tweaking. I'm geeking.
Nintendo, or Game Freak specifically, if they gave me a mega game with all the regions so far and give it Pokemon Snap tier graphics, they could charge me $6,000 and I would put it down. I would buy it so fast. Give me good quality graphics, all the regions, all the returning villains, all the returning champions, and make it just an infinite RP. I would love it. I would do anything for something like that. The unspeakable acts I would commit for something like that, but I know it will never come true. But I'll keep dreaming, because that would be a game so beautiful, so amazing, so joyous, that I could never want anything else.
Blood control, teleportation, self-duplication, and force fields. Which would you choose?
Teleportation. It's always teleportation. It always says blood manipulation, but no. Teleportation. What are you going to use blood bending for? What are you really going to use? What good is it going to do you in the long run? Self-duplication could be cool, but I don't want my clones ever turning on me. And while force fields are nice, they aren't as good as teleportation. You never have to pay for gas again. You never have to pay to go on a plane ever again. You never have to pay for any sort of transportation. You can get other people to pay for your transportation. You could become a multi-millionaire because you could literally get anything, anywhere, instantly. Because you have teleportation. Every other solution is worse. Take the teleportation. Get the space stone. Go crazy and teleport everywhere.
A win is a win. A win is a win. I don't care what.
If you can't beat them, take their flesh. Absorb them. Take their body. Take their free will away and get rid of them permanently. You know it must be done. Anything for the sake of victory. That's the kind of timing that Zamasu was on. And I can't even knock his hustle. Like, sure, could he have swapped bodies with literally anybody? Could he literally have just become Zeno and casually became the Omni King himself and gotten rid of all the things he had problems with no one being able to challenge him? Yeah, but that's not as fun. That's not as that's not as ironic. But taking their body, taking their power, and using it to get rid of all of them? Now that's fun. That's ironic. That's vindictive. And that's what Zamasu is. Unbelievably vindictive. I genuinely don't know how we're going to win anymore. I just don't know how the plot is going to conclude. I thought there was hope, but then he summoned Nue, and it was bigger than the skyscraper he was standing on. Like, dog, what are we really supposed to... Like, how is Gojo really going to come out and fix this one, dog? Like, if Nue was that big, how big is Maharaga? Like, think about it. How big is that big old beast that can adapt to all different curse techniques if you don't one-shot it? Max Elephant? Divine Dog? Really, what are we going to do now? How can we win? Especially if he munches on Angel and Angel's now out of the picture? Are we just GG'd? Is JJK really just going to have a dark ending? I guess so. There's no hope. Maguna really is just Timothy Herner, him Tungan, personified.
No, I'm done.
It hurts so much, but it hurts so good. I like it. I love it. I love my heartstrings getting tugged at and manipulated by these madmen. It's just beautiful. It's just perfect. There's nothing better than the pain and agony of losing every single character I remotely like because they're feeling silly. They're feeling goofy. That character ranked in the top 15 the popularity poll, how long are they really going to last? We'll put them in a box. Whether that be a coffin or one with eyes. They don't care. They don't love those characters. They don't love you. And that makes it the best. Because nobody's safe. And even those who are safe will never be the same mentally. The sweet torture of Chainsaw Man and JJK. Round one, I'm going to have to give to Yuta and Ishigori. I think they just do way too much damage too quickly, and I don't think either of them will just stand there and get hit by Yuki's attacks, and Toji's pretty much a non-factor. Itadori and Kenjaku also have the second round just because Kenjaku's instantaneous viability and variety of attacks is too much for the two summoners to handle. I think they kind of just get overwhelmed. Third round, Naoya just bullies his dad while Akari just gets Jackpot up against Dagon and bullies Dagon. Final round, what is this? Maki and Naoya versus Toji and Geto. I think Maki and Toji negate each other. And I think that's only grade 1 Geto, so Naoya could probably just speed blitz him to oblivion. So I do think I'm gonna have to go left, right, left. Yes? Why wouldn't I? 365,000 a year? Heck, take away half of that. What? That's like 150,000 or something? 180K a year? All I have to do is walk to a nearby restaurant whenever I need to let loose? Why wouldn't I take the money? Like, it'd be one thing if it was like I didn't have a choice. It was like the most disgusting, nasty, horrible public bathroom. But like, no, I can choose. And I get $1,000 every day. Yeah, sure. In fact, I'll probably get more exercise walking or driving or anything to these locations. Yes, I'm taking the money. Who wouldn't? I think this, in combination with his like absolute lack of a loss record, is why I like Gogeta more than Vegito. Like, Vegito is very, very efficient when he fights, to the point where you wouldn't actually really see this. Like, look back at Vegito's fights. He's very clean with how he does it. But Gogeta's also clean, but in ways that are just, like, extra in that way. There's no need to Millie Rock on the Super Saiyan of Legend. There is no need to hit the sauciest of backflips on the embodiment of all evil. But Gogeta does it, and then doesn't run out of time in his fusion and still absolutely mollywops his opponents. Meanwhile, Vegito is this ultimate, like literally the data books describe him as the ultimate fighter, but unfortunately, because he's so broken, the plot never allows him to win in the same way that Gogeta does, with style and swagger. This is it's literally so perfect how the man who keeps taking from other people and specifically building a picture to the perfect game has a puzzle piece aesthetic. Like, no matter what, no matter how, no matter where, no matter why, the puzzle pieces are always dropping. Every single piece is falling into play. Like, it's such a random thing, too. Like, obviously, it makes sense now that we have it. But the fact that in the middle of a soccer game, bro's really out here putting a picture together with these tiny little puzzle pieces is crazy. And I love how the manga and the anime go out of their way to, like, build Isagi himself out of puzzle pieces. Because Isagi is a culmination of a whole bunch of different pieces that make up the perfect striker. Bro is going to be so different. I cannot wait for EOS Isagi, who's just a puzzle piece monster. I will readily admit, Gotoge really started pushing the limit with Inosuke's rugged mountain boy history. Like, bro, what about living in the mountains lets you shift your organs around? How does that even make sense? Like, when I first read that, I literally swore I read the page wrong. I was like, what? And also, he's just immune to all poisons. Like, what? Like, Tengen I get, you know, ninja training. What poisonous things was Inosuke encountering on that mountain that made him immune and or resistant to high-level demon what happened? Like, legit, what kind of rugged mountain life did he live? We gotta put some beasts up there and see what really happens to him. Gosh darn, it was dumb. I love Maguna. I think it's a beautiful twist. I think it was built up very, very well. Go back to chapter 1. You can see Megami Shikigami literally has Sukuna markings on it. You can see all the times Sukuna took care of Megami, all the times he expressed interest in Megami. It was built up, executed beautifully. I have some minor issues with the execution, but that's neither here nor there. But, like, Gege, what do we do? What do we do now? Is Gojo going to come out and stop this one? Is Gojo going to come out at all? Were you lying to us? Was there just no way? Was the series hopeless? Because how do we win? I think you need to fuse Hikari, Yuta, Kashimo, Ryu, Uro, and everybody else to even have a chance against this monster. We haven't even seen bro's full kit yet. We are in so much danger.